1 Peter chapter number 3, verse number 18. For Christ also hath once suffered for sins, the just for the unjust, that he might bring us to God, being put to death in the flesh, but quickened by the Spirit. Watch this. By which also he went and preached unto the spirits in prison, which sometime were disobedient. This is very clear, folks. I've heard a lot of preachers say verse 19, it's talking about him announcing the resurrection to those that belong to him, that are in the paradise side. There's a place for that. But what he's talking about right here are those who were in rebellion to God in the time of the flood. Look at verse 20. Which sometime were disobedient, when once the long suffering of God waited in the days of Noah, while the ark was a preparing, wherein few, that is, 8 souls, were saved by water. I want you to go home and think about what's happening underneath your feet. I want you to think about what's going on in the center of the earth. I want you to think about the spirit world. And the graves were opened, and many bodies of the saints which slept arose. Now get the next verse. You've got to get it in context. And came out of the graves after his resurrection, and went into the holy city, and appeared unto many. So the Lord Jesus dies on the cross. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's pitch dark. The veil of the temple now is rent from top to bottom. Judas Iscariot has fallen forth from the tree, and his bowels have gushed out. One of the 12. Doesn't that break your heart? You don't get any closer to Christ than to go up and kiss him on the cheek. But you see, he kissed him with his flesh, not his heart. There's the difference. And so it's dark. It's dark. The earth is shaking. The earth is shaking. Graves are opening. They're breaking open. The earth is shaking. But in any event, Crick, he thinks that life on earth may have begun when aliens from another planet sent a rocket ship containing spores to seed the earth. He's probably got an IQ of 160, 170, 180, 200, who knows. But here's what he's saying. He has absolutely rejected evolution. Because of that, he's become the brunt of a lot of jokes. But the truth of the matter is, you cannot argue with the man's intelligence. And I'm going to tell you something. He's not the only one. Molecular biologist Michael Denton discussed the irony of panspermia. Panspermia means the sperm, seed of life, came from up there down to here. And aliens came down and planted that seed here. Listen carefully. Biologists discuss the irony of the principle in this saying, nothing